Hi everyone. I just wanted to do a really quick overview of some things that I've seen this last couple of weeks, specifically on how AI is being used in content authoring tools. So I've spent the last 2 weeks looking at systems from a range of vendors. So yeah, I've been doing some research for a client basically, but so I'm sort of sharing with you some of the things that I've seen. And I've been looking specifically at systems that are extended enterprise. So these are learning systems for people external to the organization, so customers, partners, resellers. Some of these companies do both. They do like internal and they do external all on one platform. Some of them are specifically for external, but I don't think it matters. If you're only interested in an internal LMS, I don't think it matters because I think the technology is going to be the same across the industry because it's there. So I'm just going to focus this video really specifically on authoring, content authoring. I might do some other ones on some of the other aspects because AI in these systems is being used in a variety of places, not just on the content authoring, but I'll start here. And if you want another video or on another topic, let me know. So yeah, what we're seeing is I think there's a lot of systems out there where they have like a basic authoring tool and then they have like another module, which is their fancy one. So a lot of providers seem to be doing that. They have their basic one, which is, you can upload text, you can upload a PDF, you can put in an image, you can put in video, and then you can build your content down the page and you have your things down the side, your menu. So that's kind of what I'll call a traditional format. So some of them are still offering that, and then you have to maybe pay a user license for every content editor for their extra suite, or there's a one-off fee or something. So some of them do that. Some of them don't bother with the basic, they just have everything all in one. So that's the first thing to say. And what I will say as well, just from experience from one system I've been working with recently, that is the basic one, only has the basic. It was really clunky to use. If you wanted to do any formatting, it was very labor intensive. So I think the way we're going with these new authoring tools, just making them much easier to use generally, as well as the AI. So switching to the AI, just to focus on that in the content authoring. So is really interesting to me. So I've seen a full range this last couple of weeks. I saw one supplier where they're like, oh, we have a built-in AI tool that can write your objectives for you. And so you put in some information and it will write the objectives. And if you put in some information, it can write your questions. But it's not doing the whole thing. But clearly that's coming. I would guess that's on their roadmap, because then you go to another provider, another supplier, and they're using ChatGPT AI. So if you want to, and we tried it actually in the demo call, I picked a topic, I gave it to him, you tell it to write a course, and it writes the course. It gives you like the headings, and you can click into the heading and it will give some more information. And then if you wanted that in a particular format, if you wanted that as a drag and drop exercise, or if you wanted it as a infographic, whatever, and if you wanted to take some sections out. So I saw one that was all singing, all dancing, using the ChatGPT technology for writing the words. And if you've played around with ChatGPT, as I have, you know it's useful to a point, but doesn't do the critical thinking for you. What should be in a course, what shouldn't, what are the real points, what extra insight does a knowledge expert have? But it's useful to a point. What I was interested to see, because we all know about ChatGPT, we know it's there, we know its limitations, but what I was interested to see was how some of these tools could then help with the layout stage, because I personally, when I'm helping a client with content, I spend my life in Canva, resizing graphics, making icons, then download it and uploading it, and then seeing if it works in the authoring tool, in the page, can I get it how I want it? Whereas if you can do all of that layout type of work within a system, it's much easier. So some of these tools, as well as doing the content, they can also place the content in a layout. So probably the example I can use is, you know, when you're in PowerPoint and the design editor comes up on the side and it gives you some nice designs. So that's kind of what we're seeing, but instead of being an editor just with different layouts, you can choose, you know, so if you've got some information and you want it turned into an infographic or a bullet point, or you just do something with a picture to make it look nice. So there's AI that's combining the layout with the text to a degree. So that was nice to see. So that's what's coming. Also, I mean, there was one provider where they had, so they're not going to have full-blown Canva within the system yet, but one of them had like icons. So even just as simple as being able to build your icons, change the color, resize them, and use them within the tool. So you're not having to go to Canva, make something, download it. So it's just speeding up a few little aspects of the process if you want to make things look nice. The other really exciting thing that I saw, which I didn't know about this, maybe some of you have seen it, maybe some of you work with it already, is this idea of video. I mean, video's been used a long time in e-learning, but this way of using video that you can break up the video and have checkpoints. So people watch a video, 2 minutes in, it stops and goes to a screen that's a recap of the points that I've just heard. So the ability to edit your video so it can have these checkpoints. And at those checkpoints, you could have an interaction. It could be you could have a question. So kind of embedded on the screen as if it's part of the video, you can have a quiz question, a pop-up, different elements, an infographic. So that was really nice to see. And I think that will probably be quite a popular thing to use, because if you can make good videos, then you can make the whole video the course, because you can build in the interactive elements. And you can do clever things with the interactions. So for example, people watch a video, they have a question on what they've just watched. If they don't get the question right, they can be forced to go back to the start and watch it again. And then obviously they're going to pay more attention to the rest. So there's also the option to have that kind of personalization and accountability built in. So I thought that was really, really nice to see. So I think if you're looking at content authoring within a system, and I imagine these systems can stand alone as well if you just want to buy an authoring tool, then these are some of the things you want that are available by some providers. So just keep your eyes out, because you want the latest tools. What was the other thing I was going to say? Built in. Oh yeah, branching scenarios. So really, really easy to build branching scenarios, because they're just making it easy to do click and drag, different ways. If people want to go here, then they have this branch, or if they get this question wrong, then they get additional slides. You can have additional slides that might be hidden but only come up. So I mean, not every provider's doing all these things, but I'm just saying these are some of the things that are out there. Oh, translation, that was the other thing. So I think what I've been used to in the past is kind of the articulate storyline model, which is common across a lot of things, where you can build a course, you can extract it into an XLIFF file, then you can put that through a translator like SmartCat, get your translation, and then upload it back. So most providers allow you to do that you can do the extraction, translate, and then send back. Only a couple have translation built in natively. So whether that will catch on for everybody, I don't know. It's not needed so much if you can extract everything, but there are some with native translation built in. So if that's a feature that's important to you, then that's one to put on your list of criteria. So I'm not going to mention any names of any of the organizations I spoke to in the last couple of weeks, because it really is horses for courses. There's so many out there, and it depends on your project or your needs, your business needs. So you really come up with what you need, what you want, why you want it, what your business case is, and then see what's out there that matches that, because they're all kind of slightly different, but I mean, I think a lot of them are trying really hard to be at the top of the AI game. Some that haven't made much progress at all, and some that are in the middle. So, you know, but most will get there. The ones that aren't doing anything, I would probably be a bit wary of at this stage, because I think this is going to be a game changer for content authoring. I think you're still going to need people, you're still going to need input, you're still going to need the kind of, let's step back and think about this. What's the purpose of this? What are we trying to achieve? Computer can't do that for you. But the ease of building and the quality of the outcome, having that better interactivity and more customizable, personable with the branching scenarios, that's where you're going to see the difference. So, okay, I'm going to pause it for there. If there's any particular points that anyone's interested in, just pop it in the comments.